Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a get ready with me for a virtual interview that I had. So I wanted to talk about this Makeup Revolution oil fix spray. I had used it in a previous video and I figured out how to use it. You're supposed to use it before your foundation and it helps absorb the oil, so it basically works as a base, and my goodness does it work. So I thought I didn't like this product. I wasn't using it correctly. So spray that on and just like tap that into your pores and you can feel it, like it gives like a sticky feeling like a primer would, and then you just go ahead and throw on your foundation and it fights the oil and truly does control it all day. I've never had such a great foundation day as I did when I used that spray prior to the foundation. So now I'm setting with my Airspun as always. I'm using the little like puff that comes with the Airspun, and I feel like you get better coverage with using that versus a brush. So I kind of feel like you should just use what they provide for you, that there's a reason that they have it in there. You can really press that powder in and set that foundation beautifully. So as always, using my Ulta brow powder that I have in just this random Ulta palette. And this is like the dark brown shade that I always use for my brows. And now I'm going to go in, well, I have this little like mole that I like to color in because it gets covered up with foundation. So I just go in with the brow powder and brighten that back up. So I'm using my Lottie bronzer. This is the one that smells like coconut, summertime, wonderful smell. And I'm going in heavy with this. And the reason that I wanted to do this video is because when you're on Zoom meetings or, anything virtual, it's really easy to get washed out because of the lighting that you have to use or the brightness of your screen. And I feel like you need to go heavy with your makeup with that sort of situation. So I go heavy with the bronzer, and I picked the Lottie bronzer because it was a little bit more of a deep tan shade for me. So I just wanted to make sure that you're defining the areas that you want and you're not getting washed out and looking tired or ill, on the Zoom meetings. So I'm taking that Lottie bronzer into the crease, and again, I'm being heavy, using that on the lower lid just to make sure that we're able to see that. Now I have all that lighting. This is my YC Collection Vintage. You want to put a nice bright shade on the lid so that, again, you're opening that eye up, especially like me. I have hooded eyes. So if you have hooded eyes as well, you definitely want to keep it bright on the lid so that you're not looking so tired. So this is a really pretty, very subtle golden highlight. So that just pops and opens up the eye. So I'm taking that in the inner corner as well. So the point of all this, again, is just to be sure that you're not washing yourself out with, the lighting from your computer. I'm using my Luscious Cosmetics. This is the deeper contour shade, and I'm using that in the crease. I'm using that in the outer corner, and just defining that a little bit. That helps lift that lid off some. So we want to just deepen up that corner so that really makes your lid pop even more. So as I'm blending this out, you can see it's definitely opening up the eye some, especially with not having any lashes or anything on yet. So I think it just is a nice, neutral, soft way to still look put together for your interview. So now I'm using my Beauty for Real liquid lip. This was in the shade All In. This was in my Ipsy bag. You guys know that I loved this. This is a beautiful neutral for me. I just pop on some of my Sophia and Mabel lip oil because I like to just add a little bit of shine. Just again, another reason to brighten up the face for a situation like this. Throwing on my Ardell Wispies with my Kiss Lash Glue. Definitely don't recommend using any liner when doing a look like this. Again, especially if you have hooded eyes, you want to keep that lid space nice and clean and open. You don't want to close off your eye with a heavy liner or even a light liner. If you have the hooded eyes, can just make you look tired or make it look like your eyelid is just too heavy. So putting on a nice fluttery lash without any liner just helps bring that eye upward, but keeps that lid nice and lifted so that you're looking awake and alert. And it's just important for something like that. It's hard to make impressions without being in person, especially for an interview setting. So you want to have your face at its best. You want to be able to define the areas that you're going to be using, and your eyes and body language and things like that are just so important for a virtual interview. So you want to make sure that you're looking alert and you're prepared, and you're feeling confident, and these are just little tips on how to do that in a virtual setting. So what I'm showing you there was I have a little bit of lid space there, or lash line space, where the eyelashes stop, but I still have like a little bit of a natural area that needed to be filled in. So I'm just taking my El Maquillage liquid liner and I'm just closing that gap in so that it looks blended and you can kind of pretend that the lashes look natural. But again, just make sure that you're not putting any liner on the lid. So this was an unexpected interview, so I had to be sort of quick to get ready for this. Didn't have time to actually do much with my hair, so I'm just taking it out of my classic messy mom bun and I'm just sort of smoothing it out. You can definitely still rock a messy bun for an interview, but you just want to keep it a little bit more smooth on the scalp area. It just helps make you look a little bit more like you actually tried versus crawling out of bed and throwing on a hoodie like I usually do. So let's get changed, and I'm putting on just a nice classic white collared button up. This is from Maurice's, and this is the look here. Am I wearing pants? You'll never know, because that's what's awesome about Zoom interviews. So here's the completed look. Very natural, but, still put together. So thank you so much for watching. I always appreciate the support, and please revisit.